Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pocket Change, the first of the year. Woo!
And guess what?
What?
You welcomed everybody, but you didn't play our song.
Son of a
So
biscuit.
guess what you get to do? Bring our song up. We promised we would bring our song up. We got to get better about that, folks.
Yeah, no, that's how they go, right? You have a start up, you do a little talking, get them excited about it.
Well, I am
and
excited.
then I'm not just wasting time because I don't have
I
it
am
queued up.
excited, folks. So for our episode that we've got before you, I think you're going to like it.
Hey everybody. Hey, doing?
What?
That's our come on. That's the come up on the
what?
channel. We need to change that. That's 2 years old. And it was funny at the time because we screwed up. We're like, oh, that's perfect. But now we're refined.
Refined. We're like a fine wine, folks. We age well. All right, just tell me when we're going to play this snippet here, so we can do get our little dance on. Lord.
Hey, I'm not. This is new. All right. But I can cut out. I can make it work. In the magic of editing, which I'll forget to do and leave this thing. I'm like, that guy's a freaking moron.
Hey, as long as our listeners continue to love us, that's all that matters.
Hey, man. Like I tell my wife, thank God I'm pretty because I ain't real bright.
Did he just say pretty, folks?
Pocket change, where the stories are weird and the profits are strange. We win some, lose some, it's all fair play. Come by the pocket change. Come by the pocket change.
You can tell, though, that podcasts are getting more sophisticated.
Yeah, they're way more sophisticated
so
than me.
So many of them, and even this one here, folks, it started out, oh my gosh, just like ground roots. If you go back and look at it,
there was no video. We were like, we had a listener that was like, hey man, I'd rather watch. I'm like, okay, we'll make video for you, Mike.
Yeah, originally there was no video. It was just and in fact,
podcast.
Like probably the first 50 episodes were that way, weren't they?
I think 37.
Yeah, so not far off. And then we got suggested, hey, we'd like to see a video. I don't know why they wanted to see us.
because everything was going to video, right? We were old school. There's still some podcasts I listen to that are just audio.
This one is still loaded on Spotify, the audio section, isn't it?
You can listen to it on audio, or you can watch the video on Spotify.
Yeah, so either way, but then on YouTube, of course, it's video on YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I watch podcasts more because I drive a lot. And the whole way here, I listened to Reselling podcasts.
On what?
On Spotify.
See, I'm more of a YouTube person, and that's the thing.
But in your car, when you're driving, YouTube, you got to keep touching the screen because there's. So with YouTube, with Spotify, commercials are going to come up. It's going to be, you can on your thing go click and go past them. But on YouTube, you got to touch the screen. And if you listen to a commercial all the way through because you're driving and it pauses, it automatically gives you a second commercial or a third commercial.
No, not
until you hit that screen.
Not all the time.
That's what I run into on my phone. Sometimes.
Not all the. It depends.
And then there's some.
Like, okay, so I actually go through to listen to our podcast in the car or to listen to others that I'm listening to. I actually go through YouTube Music app, not the YouTube app, so that might be part of it too. Because it'll still give you like a commercial, and you still can skip it, but it won't do more than 2 at a time unless it gets stuck on. They used to do these, and I haven't had this happen in a long time, but they used to do these like infomercials where people could buy like 15 minutes of your time, and you had 15 minute segments, and they stack it all, it's like, are you kidding me right now? I'm having to listen to, you be in the shower, listening to YouTube music, all of a sudden one of those would come on, you're like, it's worth it to get out, walk across the room, spreading water across the floor, just to hit the skip button rather than listen to this for another 5 to 10 minutes.
So you take 15-minute showers?
Oh, man, if I can, I take 30-minute showers.
It's a lot to watch that beard.
It's a lot to stand in there and go, oh.
I'm going to get in, scrub it, and get out, kind of
No.
fella. Hey, that's our question of the week. How long is your average shower? I know
My average shower is about 15
Commonwealth
minutes.
Picker listens to the reseller leftovers, and he saves that for his shower time. So he listens to that all week long in the shower, which is an odd thing to admit, but
Now, to the same
How do we-
episode all week long, or is he listening?
they only have one episode a week.
Okay, so he's breaking it up during his shower times.
He must be. Okay.
I was like,
I-
is he
it
taking
just
an
seems like-
hour-long shower? Good Lord.
No, he listens to it and then stops and then saves it for when he's back in the shower, which is odd.
Yeah, personally,
But hey, man, that's cool. At least he's listening to it. I don't think he's listening to us. So
he could. Anyway,
he probably. Hey, if you're in the shower, scrub it up, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
anyway,
All right, so a new year.
we're here.
A new
year. But we got some old stuff to talk about, of course, because we always talk about, folks, and we had any sales and our feedback of the week. So our favorite sales and our favorite feedback of the week. Now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and preface this. Folks, I haven't had any sales this week. I came back, I went on vacation, and I came back slow. I've not listed since I came back, so I've not sold anything. I have a bunch of watches that I sent out stuff, so we'll see what happens there. But so far, no sales since I came back from vacation. I really didn't expect to get any until I get back into listing again with here coming up soon. Probably not going to really generate a whole lot. You go on vacation, you kill your momentum. That's just the way it works. But I did that so I didn't get the, hey, can I pay for Ground Advantage and you ship it to me overnight? No, I don't even want to get those messages. So I got no sales, but a little birdie told me that my southern friend here, he flies
Southern friend? You
flies
sound more
north.
southern
And
than me.
you are way southern, buddy, because I'm telling you right now, you are a snowbird.
Yeah,
You're a
I am
snowbird now. You fly from Savannah to Tampa, Tampa to Savannah.
Yeah, every week.
So, but I understand that he had some sales. You were even packing Christmas Day, weren't you?
I did. I had to pack Christmas Day because I had a bunch that had to go out the day after Christmas that I had sold previously.
Congrats on that, by the way. That's an odd way to spend Christmas.
Yeah,
but
and then-
congrats.
Christmas Eve, I sold like 9
Wow.
things. So I don't know that you need to shut down the store. You just say, I think we were wrong
Okay.
on that. Because I haven't shut down the store. And everything I sold from the 18th, or from
17th?
the 6th, what day did I go back?
Was 17th
So-
was the official day that was the last day to get it there
Yeah.
by Christmas. If you didn't,
So I went on vacation, but still sold from the 8th through the 18th. And in that time frame, I sold 15 things. And no one was expecting them.
So I think that, I don't know if we were wrong, but I think that too, it might have been the items you were selling. But now you did put some disclaimer on there, didn't you? It can't get to you by Christmas or something. I don't know. I don't remember how you.
But automatically it'll say when they go to buy anything at the top of it, this person's on vacation until this date. And then it'll expect delays. And the guarantee, and I sent everybody a note that said, hey, everything you just bought, or the item you just purchased will not make it until after Christmas. Hopefully you understood that. And everybody, I got 3 replies, and they said, oh yeah, they weren't expecting it. So the other ones
Now,
were.
you were also heavy listing too during that time as well. You were continuing
Exactly.
to list. See, I stopped listing completely. I went on vacation. I said, if something sells, there's 2 different settings. Yes, let it still sell, whatever. Show my store.
Yeah,
but
I haven't listed since last Monday, though, and I have had 19 days of sales in a row. Today I have no sales, but today would have been 20. My sales are up in the 31 days, 463.9%. Ha!
And that proves again one point, folks, that he and I have made from the very beginning, and we've kicked our own selves in the butt because we're like, we know this. And if you're a new seller with us or a new reseller with us, you need to learn this hardcore. If you're an old-time person and you've been around forever on eBay and you know this by heart, you just maybe forgetting it like Ben's and I do sometimes. Listing is a key. If you don't list, you're not
Yeah.
selling. That's just,
Yeah, I should have been listening the whole time I was here and doing what I'm doing, but I didn't for the first 7 months. But I got a new plan in place. My 90-day total was down to $312 because I was selling about $100 a month. My 90-day total right now is right around $900. I'm not selling. I'm listing low value, light things, comic books, stuff I can travel, CDs, DVDs, VHS, stuff I can travel back and forth with. But they've been selling, so I've been selling a lot.
And see, now let's talk about that for just a moment, because my curiosity, and I've been talking about this for a while now. You and I did a couple things over the time frame. We're all big about trying things for you folks and trying to figure this out, trying to get it right, trying to basically build a follow system that you can listen to our stuff, go all the way back to the beginning, come through and go, no, don't make that mistake, no, don't make that, do this, do that, don't do that. So, Benz, let me ask you this. So you had gotten down to where your 90-day total was around $300. Now you've been listing,
like
and your 90-day total is
Yeah.
back up around $900.
But that's so we got 2 months of 100 on top of this month, or less than 100 because I had that one bad month. So I've done like $800 in sales for the month of December, being on vacation the whole time, but listing like a
So
maniac.
that my curiosity though, and the thing I want to look at is, at one point in time, you and I were talking about our sell. We've talked about our sell through rate. We've talked about our sell value, our cleared value. It can be referred to multiple things. It's basically how much money, folks, that you make off of each item. And we said we need to get more expensive items. What are your thoughts on that? Seeing where you're at now, you've been listing really cheap items, but you're selling in volume like crazy. What's your thoughts on the whole having more expensive items versus having cheaper items? Does it matter? Does it not? What's your thoughts on that?
Depends on what you want. You want a lot of sales and make a little bit of money? I don't know. My goal, we'll talk about my goals for this year, what I'm planning to do. I think if you have low dollar items that you can list very quickly that are easy to pick, pack, and ship, why not? Comic books, I bought a guy that sorts comic books, sold me a bunch of comic books, $50 a long box, so you end up with 300, so about, what's that, 10 cents a piece? Something like that. And then I've been listing them and they've been selling. Not particularly fast, but they are selling. I've made back, no, I haven't listed any of that, but I bought 2 long boxes from somebody else and listed those. Plus I had some comic books I bought when I first started 4 years ago and then realized, oh, this is a pain to list. But with the AI lister, it's super easy. So am I willing to sell stuff for $6.95? Yeah.
Well, I guess my question comes back to,
You got a dime in it plus plus your packaging, which I went with a heavier duty packaging, which cost me about 70 cents.
but again,
So I got,
I guess my
yeah.
biggest question,
Which is better. I think if you can find high dollar items that you have readily available to you that you can list, you should do that.
see, I think I'm going to go with,
That have a good sell-through rate.
see, I'm going to go with, here's what I'm thinking, folks, and this is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I think Benz and I have been a little too analytical sometimes. I think we just get to listing. If it's a cheap item, if it's an expensive item, list it. Now, I do think there's a mark, and I think that mark is somewhere under, I'm going to say $5 and under, really. If you start getting in those items that are less than $5,
Yeah.
it starts to go, okay, how many items are you? So let's say you're packing and you've got a good system, because Ben's and I both developed good shipping systems. I have a way that I package everything, a setup. I need to get it finished, but my label machine, my weight machine, I weigh everything a second way, label on it, got my packages for what goes where, which goes with which items, that kind of thing. So I think it's the speed of packaging. But if you're selling something and you're clearing $1.50 or $2 or even $3 or even $5, or even if you cleared 50, you've got to weigh the time it takes to package it and to package those items, because you don't want to make less than minimum wage an hour.
I agree. But so like these comic books, I've been playing with it. I was doing $4.95 for my shipping. The cheapest ones I have are $4.95, all the way up to have some that are like $60. I think I'm going to change all that up. I think I'm going to raise the price of all the comics by $2. Make my shipping $1.95.
Okay. That's still good.
And then I'm going to do buy two, get two free. Bake in half the shipping into it. And then, I don't know, I'm going to play with it. Because I'd like to do free shipping, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about that.
I think we're both going to play with that, folks. Now, we're going to go on. We're going to come back to some of this as we get into our goals. But we definitely want to. So he had quite a few sales. I didn't have any. Ben's, go ahead with what is your feedback of the week? Well,
I've had, this week I had 21 sales. $300.
You want to show us you want to give us your favorite sale, or you want to go ahead and go to favorite feedback?
Yes, I'll show you my favorite sale. You know what I sold like 4 of this week? Funko Pops that have to do with Stranger Things. These haven't sold in
because
forever.
they're
playing
a big
right?
Netflix push on that again or whatever. Yep. And there's another reason why we start paying attention to what's going on. I know maybe it was during the pick or pass that we just recently did with that yellow duck. You got to pay attention to what's going on, folks, because...
All right, this isn't my biggest sale, but it was my favorite sale, that Oregon Trail book that I've had.
Oh, my gosh.
I went to Dave's. I got that from Dave's Walker sale he did.
Pass, and it had like less than 1% sell-through rate.
Less than 1%, but I listed it at $11.95, which was not the lowest one, but not the highest one, and it's new. So it sold right away, like 3 days.
Hey, Ben.
So that was cool.
Make sure when you edit this right here, see if you can crop this picture that you're showing.
Why?
Take a look at similar items. I don't want to point this out. See if you can crop this picture. We want to keep this as clean for you as we can, folks. But we can't control what eBay advertises.
I didn't know that was going to be on there.
Like I said, we can't control what eBay advertises. So
I can pull it down so that way they can't see the let's bang.
Yeah, that was kind of, I was like, whoa. I was like, family show.
I want to see that card game. Now I got to go back and look at that.
I'm good. Anyway, that's awesome, man, because what's really awesome about that is that you actually sold something that was like less than a 1% sell-through. I swear it was. We could go back and look, but I almost, like, you were so excited. We looked it up, it was like, oh, no.
Hey, that thing says 4 ways to play, or 3 ways to play, over 250,000 ways to win.
Oregon Trail, or are you talking about the other?
No, I'm talking about the other one. There are some very descriptive cards.
Anyway, folks, you're not going to know what I'm talking about.
Let's fool around outdoors.
You're not going to know what we're talking about if he cuts it out. I hope he does. Anyway, here's the thing. So awesome that you sold that. And you got a decent price on it, too, because you didn't pay next to nothing for that. So $11.95 was...
I had a dime in it.
That was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so 10 cents into $12 plus shipping. Ended up pocketing $10 after everything was said and done.
I can see how that should be your favorite sale. Oh, well, I'm going to leave this.
And plus, the crazy thing is, I've had it for 2 years and it finally listed it.
But that's the crazy thing about you, folks. Everything sells. Again, back to our 2 slogans on here. We may end up 3 at some time, but our 2 on here for sure are everything sells eventually. It does. It's stuff for 2 to 3 years. I'm never going to sell this. I should just take it to Goodwill, and all of a sudden, it sells. So I don't even know what to do or get rid of anymore. What was it? Bob Ross Chia Pet or Flower Head thing?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Thing sells eventually, and then you sell what you list. He's been selling a lot of comic books because he's been listing a lot of comic books.
The other thing I sold this week that was weird, I didn't. I sold it. I shipped it when I got back. No, it was last time, but it wasn't going to make it. And not this weekend, but the weekend before when I went back. Was a hat that was a Christmas hat. It was red and green, said Merry Xmas on it. And then that was my feedback of the week. Product was exactly as advertised. The shipping was even faster than promised. So I know that I was on vacation, but I did go home a week, 4 days before I came off vacation, so they weren't expected till after Christmas. And then this got, I don't know when they did the feedback, but it would have got there. I think that one made it like a day before Christmas, or it, I don't know when did it deliver.
See, that's awesome. And
but because of the way I got it out to him, no, it got there on the 26th.
Yeah, you under promised and over delivered.
And it estimated January 2nd to January 6th. So it gives that estimated delivery to them. So you need to understand that when you do go on vacation, if whatever period you're on, it's adding that to them. So when they buy it, they know they're not going to get it until after the holiday. But I think that's the key. Go on vacation for that time frame. And that way when they buy it, it automatically
But
does
now
that.
you got to remember too, folks, what he's saying here is this is somebody actually buying it, just buying it. This is not you sent them an offer. If you send somebody an offer, it negates your vacation.
I had 2 Christmas hats. I sold that and I sold an elf hat. I think I wore the elf hat on here, or it was on the other podcast. I don't know. But I listed that, and both of them sold after Christmas, which I thought was weird. Why would you buy that after Christmas? But hey.
Save it for next year. All right, so my best feedback for this week was recommended seller. Prompt replies to communication. Item just as described, as photographed, and well packaged. Love this stopwatch. Exclamation point. A pleasant transaction. Thank you. That is awesome feedback, folks. That's what you want to get. I got another one that just said CLOK. I'm not sure what that stands for, folks. I'm throwing this out here. If you know what CLOK stands for, let me know. I've tried to Google it. I don't know. CLOK. It doesn't give me any acronyms for it anywhere. AI doesn't know. I don't know. But anyway, getting back to my favorite feedback. I love getting feedback. It says recommended seller. Prompt replies to communication. Items is described.
Good.
As photographed. Love this stopwatch. Pleasant transaction. Thank you. That kind of makes our day. And it should make yours too, because if you're getting feedback like that, you know you're doing what you're supposed to do, and it helps you when you get the junk feedback like I got a few weeks ago with this guy who didn't understand that you pay for 2 shippings, even if it's in the same box, it weighs the same. The only thing it saved me was like 20 cents. I guess I should go back and refund him what it saved me. The 20-cent envelope.
There you go. Well, you can't even send something for 20 cents, like 85 now.
But that's literally what it saved me. But anyway, so that's another thing, folks. I'm gonna get on this just for just a moment. If you're an eBay reseller, stop giving away your shipping. When you go to combined shipping, a lot of times, and Ben's is guilty of this. He'll do it. He'll do it all the time. He'll give them a refund, especially if I ask for it. Now, if they don't ask for it, you might not. But if they ask for it, can you combine shipping if I buy 2 items? And Ben says, oh, sure. Guys, you're giving away. You're basically paying to ship it to them. Walmart won't do that.
I know, but I do that when I think that they're a duplicate buyer and they might buy more.
eBay wants us. eBay in their rules, they tell you over and over.
I would say more times than not, I keep the difference.
eBay over.
But there are times I'm like, this guy bought 2 of these things. I have 100 more set for sale.
If you have it marked up,
maybe
weight.
I'll buy more.
Like I used to mark up my weight. I don't anymore. I used to, and I would go, okay.
People are getting smarter.
Yeah, and so,
you can't do that and get away with
if you mark up your weight, they're gonna know it. They're looking up. They can look it up too. They can see what it's going to cost. A lot of them are doing U.S. Postal Service look up, because I've even had some contact me and say, hey, I think you're a little. I had one guy send me a message. He said, I'd love to buy this item. I think you're a little high on the shipping. Could you check this, please? And I went and looked, and I was like, sure. I actually hadn't reweighed the item. It was an item I just kept rolling over. So I went and weighed it, and I was off by a couple ounces. And I'm like, okay, because I'm trying to get all mine back down to where their actual weight is. So I told him, I said, sure. And then he was like, okay, so what is, I said, I've adjusted it. He went, he bought it. Get away from padding your weight, but if you're not padding your weight, don't give away your combined shipping. It's costing you the same. It is. If it weighs 4 ounces and they buy another that weighs 4 ounces, you add it together, it's 8 ounces. It costs the same.
I'm good.
So
I'm good.
I just want us to stop ripping ourselves off.
Exactly. You know what? We're here to make money. You should make money. And if they don't ask, they don't ask.
But anyway, so I really liked that feedback. I liked the feedback that I got from that guy, and that was really awesome. And it was on an antique stopwatch. That was really an awesome stopwatch. I'd actually thought about keeping it myself. But so far, I'm up to 129 now. 100%. Now, here's the thing, folks. I am climbing fast under this new feedback policy because I got 26 automated feedbacks now.
Wow, you only have 17.
I mean, it's just as soon as all these packages you got start.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not sure. I'm still out on this whole new feedback thing. I just don't think it's worth what it used to be. I think the new feedback program that eBay's institute is going to lessen the impact of it and make it not worth what it should be. But there again, I can't say much. I'm not in control of eBay. But anyway.
Exactly. But that control what you can.
Exactly. So that brings us to the next segment in our show for you, which is this is again our first show of the new year. So we'll talk a little bit about our goals, folks, and how we arrived at those.
All right. So first off, I want to tell everybody I'm going home. I'm moving back to Tampa.
He's going home.
Yes, with the company I work for. Opportunity came up. I applied for it. I got it. Monday, I find out the details, but I don't know if it'll be mid-January, maybe the end of January. But I'm going to be back in my house and not have to pay rent on my little hovel here. That'll be a plus. And I'll have a better studio.
That's right. You can go back to doing shipping and sipping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I've been sipping and shipping. I just don't videotape it because when I'm here alone, I don't put on pants. And that would be a weird... Yeah. When we started this, before I hit record, I didn't even put on a shirt. He didn't like
It
my
was
wife
definitely...
here.
I told him he looked like Boomhauer.
Yeah.
That would definitely add a whole new flair to sipping and shipping. Wife beater in your underwear.
Yes. And I wear the kangaroo pouch, whiteies. That's where the thing goes sideways.
Don't need to get too much. All right. So congratulations. Your company is moving you back to Tampa. So that's awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah. So actually, we're thinking that you'll probably be heading there soon after this hits.
Yes, I would think so. This is, find out Monday.
All right. So with that said, though, now that you're going back?
So my goal, now that I found an AI lister I love, and it does a really good job. And my goal is to list 25 a day, but including the ones that don't cost me. So by the end of the year, I would think with sales, my goal is to be 8,000 items listed. That's my goal.
No monetary. Now, you and I had talked about a monetary, because a lot of times you and I have set monetary goals. So why are we breaking with...
Okay, so I'm saying 25 a day, but a minimum of $500 a day listed.
Okay, so you're going with a listing dollar figure goal too.
That's what I'm thinking. I want to list $500 a day.
Okay, because you've done that in the past, and you actually did very well when you were doing that.
Yeah.
Now, what was funky about it was, I remember when you were selling similar, some days you would sell similar 2 items, and some days you would sell similar 5 items or 10 items or whatever. So
yeah. But I'm not counting any of that. All the sell similar, all the other bull junk that I'm going to do in the background isn't counting towards my listing.
I wish we could find one that would do find an AI that would do our sell similar for us, that would rip it down, change it a little bit, squeeze the picture, change the title just a little bit. And
I've been playing with that tree cat, and I think it does a sell similar type thing, but I got to play with it more. I haven't used it enough to really know a lot about it, other than I like it. And we will be having our first sponsor with an affiliate link, not a real sponsor, with them starting after this show.
Awesome.
So I got to go. I reached out to them, talked to them. Actually, they reached out to me because we had mentioned them on the podcast, and apparently they watch our podcast. Hello.
Glad to
Thank
see
you
you
for watching. we will do all we can to try to promote you. And I really think it's a great thing. I've used List Perfectly. I've used, what's the other? I've used three different cross listers, and I like their model better. Their model is pay to play, right? So you pay so much, starts at 50 cents
So why
for a
don't we do
listing.
this?
And it doesn't matter whether you resell it or do it.
Do
Go ahead.
this. Why don't we on the next? So we'll get it set up for you folks. Thank you, TrueCat. We're glad to be partner with you, at least even with an affiliate link.
Yeah.
But why don't we do this? You play around with it because I'm not familiar with it all. And what we'll do
Yeah.
next time is we'll break into our show
Yeah.
and have you train me a little bit on it.
I can't guarantee it'll be the next time
Okay.
because I might be moving and
Okay.
everything else. I don't know that I'll have enough time to truly give it a once over. But once I get back to Tampa and I am ready to start cross listing, which I am not right now, I'm only on eBay. I have stuff on other websites, which I got to go delete everything off because it's the belt buckles from before. I'm going to wipe all that clean and start over and
Okay.
relist everything. And then start once I get back. So probably will be February before we talk deeply about TreeCat because I really want to understand it
Yeah.
better than I do before I try to show you how to use it. That'd be like a blind man showing a man how to look at the sunrise.
See, I think it'd be cool
Uh,
because, again, with a lot of what I sell and a lot of the clothing, and I said I wasn't going to get more clothing, but I got more clothing. I can't help myself. I'm just a magnet for free clothing to sell on eBay.
yeah.
I can't turn it down. So I think
Hey,
I
free's
think I
free,
should
buddy.
cross sell on like Poshmark and that kind of things, but I don't want to have to recreate all my
Exactly.
listings and everything.
Yeah, the way it works though, it's like for the first 100, I don't know. It's a tiered thing. Once you're selling a lot, then it goes down to pennies per item to do this. At first, it depends on how many sales you have in a month is how it works. But I got to look at that and give you a
Yeah,
full
so
thing.
definitely want
But unlike Poshmark, when I was a Poshmark, or not
to
Poshmark,
Gary or
List Perfectly, I was paying $70 a month regardless of whether I sold something or not. And so that's 140 sales per month using that to equal the same price.
yeah.
And if I only sold 20 with this one, it only cost me $10. So it seems like a better, and it seems to have a better back end and better processes. But I need to really play with it some more. And I will as soon as I get to a place where cross listing makes sense for me.
See, I think awesome because like you said, folks, go back and watch our AI investigation. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Find the one that fits you. Ben's and I
Yes.
found what we're looking
Yeah.
for, List Agent Pro or List Agent, and it was
Yeah.
dot pro.
Listagent.pro
I call it List Agent Pro because that's
is the link.
the dot pro
Yeah.
at the end instead of dot coms dot pro. I love it. He loves it. It does exactly what we want it to do for our businesses.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there going, this is awesome because List Agent, we can have it do the listing and then have TreeCat cross listed.
Cross
This is
listed.
going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's
There's
unreal.
not a, if you're an old timer like us on eBay,
Yeah.
start to learn this stuff. There's never a better time.
It
If you're
is worth
brand
it.
new and you're coming in
That
as a brand new reseller, oh my gosh, it's the tools you have at your disposal right now. It's incredible.
yes. Yeah, and the crazy thing is like it makes it so much easier. Like these comic books I'm listing, I can list 300 comic. It does 100 at a time, but in an hour I can do 300 comic books listed. In the past, I could have done maybe 20 in an hour. So now that's now 6 hours, no 20. So it's 5 and 100. Yeah, so that's 15 hours worth of work I can do in an hour.
So I
That
come back
blows
to
my
these
mind.
right here. And again, I want to make sure I'm right with
Mhm.
the finger I'm using here, folks. The pointer finger here. So these right here. So best case scenario, listing old school way, taking the 3 pictures that I take, which is front, back, and then I take one with a measurement on how long it is, whether so I can prove whether it's short or long. Actually, I've gotten taken 4 pictures because I take one whether it's 6 point or 12 point. But so snap, snap,
Yeah.
snap. It's pretty quick. Sell similar or look for sell alike or whatever, sell like on scan the barcode. You're still looking at around 5 to 7 minutes per listing. Best you can do old school.
Yeah.
Those right there, now on List Agent. I took pictures and got it ready to go the other day. It was literally ready to go. I had 35 of them ready to go in, what was it, 13 minutes? Yes, 13 minutes.
Yeah, it just
It's
boggles the mind
crazy
how
how much
great it
faster.
is.
So, Tree Cat, thank you so much for reaching out to us. We're looking forward to working with you more and more. List Agent, if you're listening, we would love to. We're already pushing you, but
Yeah, we
we
need
need
to
to.
reach out to
But
them and say,
you know,
hey, and I don't want anything other than affiliate link would be great so we can push people to them. I was at the post office and it's the postman. He's, I haven't seen you in a while. And I'm like, yeah, because I wanted to go in and have them scanned because they had to go out on Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas. So he's like, I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to? I said, oh, I'm living in Savannah. I'm getting ready to move back. You'll see more of me again. And then he's, wow, you're selling comic books now? Because you could tell the thing. I was like, yeah. I said, but I found this new thing, List Agent. And then he's, whoa, I've got 1,000 DVDs. Oh my God. And I explained to him, I said, you could list all them. I said, you pay for 1 month, which gets you 2,000 listings. You could do them in an afternoon. So then I showed him the thing on the phone and we talked about it for a minute. And he's going to use List Agent to list those 1,000 DVDs that he's a reseller. That's why we talked. But it's such, each one takes, 20 minutes by the time you look it up and do all this. I said, man, you can do that in an afternoon. You can do 1,000 DVDs. Boom,
see,
be
the
done.
list.
So he's going to get it. He's going
Get
to do
your
a month.
AI, get your AI, and then get your
Yeah.
Tree Cat.
Yeah, there you go. That's the plan. We're gonna talk more about that this year. This year we're gonna try to build our way to help you guys do better as we learn how to do better.
So your goal,
So what's your
back,
goals?
just to quote, your goal is to list 25 things a day, $500 value.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my goal.
My goal, my main goal.
Starting in February.
Oh, he's copping out, folks, already. He's
I'm
already
not copping out.
out.
I can't be moving all my shit and everything and then do
How many
25 a day.
comic books you got with you right now?
I got 1,300, which I'll list by the end of the week. So that I'm not counting them.
Okay.
I am because I said 8,000 listed. But I will have them done by the end of the week. But I spent like 4 days sorting them and doing all this stuff.
But you
and figuring
understand,
out
if we
what
take
their value was.
1,300 and divide it by 2,500, how many days that is? Or 25? That's 52 days.
Hey, man, I'm trying to pad my
It's 52
results
days.
here.
So I'm just saying.
All right.
So having to do it in a week still gives you time to go home in 2 weeks and get more. Anyway.
And that's the thing I need to really look at, too. I get 50,000 of these free listings. The comic books will fall into that. They're also like $5 to $10. Most of them are that $5 range. They're not going to make me rich. But what I really need to figure out, I need to get 5,000 good listings.
The 900
No, I'm not
is
saying
probably the
they're not
majority
gonna-
of comic books because that's what you listen like crazy.
I agree. But I'm saying that 10,000 that I'm paying for, I want to be using 5,000 of that for real.
Yeah.
So 8,000.
I got you.
But I'm saying 8,000 by the end of the year seems like a doable number for me. I'm starting at 2. That's adding 6,000
I think
items.
Once you get back, once your company moves you back, and you have time to get back into your studio, get your stuff clean, get your stuff straight, because it's got dust on it since you left. Get everything going. I think that it will be with the List Agent. I think you can list 25 to 50 in 1 hour, one every evening if you want to. If you want.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I will. And I paying for 10,000 listings, I should get them.
See, that's what I want to do. So my goal for this year is I have been waiting to upgrade my store, go to the next level.
Yep.
And with the List Agent, I want to get that filled out. So what I'm looking at, I'm just setting a listing goal. And I like to have it, and I'm going to base it off a 28-day period, folks. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to list anything really on the 29th through the 31st of the months. Now, the reason for that is, and I may carry it out to the 30th, I don't know yet, but I'm trying to plan based on February and selling similar. Is what I'm trying to base that on. So I'm looking at, it should be 1,000 items. We've had a little discrepancy looking at eBay, but it should be around 1,000 items to go to the next level. I don't know how much free that gives me because I am going to try to do some
10,000.
10,000 free. So I'm going to start looking at some of those things as well, what those are. And if you divide that, though, the thousand by say 28 days. That means 35 basically 35 to 36 a day. So honestly,
But that, but once you get to 800, you only have 200. So,
what do you mean?
yeah, are you going to sell similar? You're talking including sell
Yeah,
similar.
yeah, I've got to including sell similar. So I want to right now. I've been doing where
Yeah.
I'm based around 10 a day because I only get 250 items. So I'm based around kind of 10 a day, and I shave off like some of the days to get it to where I'm listing out to 30. So I'm going to cut back to 28 and go sell similar. So those should be somewhere around. Generally, sell similar runs for me between 6 and 9 items a day. So if you take 35 minus say 7, you're down at 28. So that'll be 28 new listings a day going on starting in January. That's the idea, is to get that to where I'm listing and basically doing, so I'm doing that 35, 36 every day for 28 days, and that should get me up to 1,000 items. The goal may change after that. If it does, I'll update you folks, but I want to get there because the whole idea and list agent, I'm going to lean heavily on that to get me there. I want to finish getting these all listed. I've got a bunch of clothes to list and a bunch of other stuff that just needs to be done. It can't sell.
The only
It
thing you need
cannot sell sitting in a tub, not being listed, folks. Nobody knows what you got.
the only thing you need to look at is using the AI lister if you got to end and sell similar. So it's going to cut it in half. Because I got 2,000 items listed, but I've used 2,400 of my 50,000 and 955 of my regular.
Yeah, you're saying if
So
we have
I'm
to
at
load it.
3,100. I'm at 30. Yeah, I'm at 32 for 22. So that's just the first month, though. So as you do things with that, if you want to, or you just need to do that stuff up front. It won't let. I like to do all the comic books in Comic Book '01, Comic Book '02, or whatever. So I load it, and then to change that, you have to sell similar. So just keep that in mind.
I thought you were talking about where we've had to go back and end it and list it back on.
Yeah, end it and
to-
then sell similar. So you can
so yeah,
adjust
so
it.
you can adjust it. Actually, agent, what I've noticed, and the last ones I did, I took much better pictures. So I've learned which way, and
Yes.
also the idea that you and I had of where I go in. It takes a little bit longer, but I go in and I adjust my pictures using Paint or the program on my PC, and crop before
Yeah.
I ever let um, list agent take them over. That way, it's already adjusted somewhat. That seems to work a whole lot better. So if I get a bad picture, or just have to get a bad picture for some reason, it's a great picture, but maybe it's got this purple wall behind it, and I want to get that kind of
Yeah.
cropped out. Then I do that before I load it. It takes a little bit longer, but
Okay.
it works much.
The only thing I need to adjust, the thing that you can't change the SKU
Right.
number without sound similar. That's the thing. But if you can start using the SKU numbers it's giving you, then you
Well,
should be
I will
fine.
tell you now. This is what I like about List Agent. Now, it did it right a couple times, and it didn't do it right a couple times. So it's a little bit hicky on that program, but the SKU from like the sockets, it was
Yeah.
loading the SKU, taking it off of the label. So like where it says like PTW3842, like the manufacturer number, it was actually
Yeah.
listing that as the SKU,
No, that's
but it
cool. That's real
wasn't
cool.
getting them.
I haven't got into my
Well, it
sockets or
wasn't getting everyone on. And I noticed, I think that's my fault, but I'm not 100% accurate because it was blurry on the picture. Like I made the
take
socket
better
in
pictures.
focus, made sure it was in focus without making sure the label was also in focus. So that may be, but anyway, that's it was doing that. Now on other things, it's not. Now it will on clothes too. This is another thing. It was picking up the WN numbers on some of the shirts. If you look inside a shirt, a lot of times they'll have what they call a WN number. I don't know what it stands for, folks. I should. I sell enough clothes to do that, but it's got like a manufacturer number in clothes too, and List Agent will use that as a SKU number as well. if you're just putting in, now the other thing I notice is if you're just putting in a random number, like if you put in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, the next one, it'll automatically make the next one 1, 2, 3, 5.
That's how mine are. Mine are
So,
just numbers, just random numbers.
but that's just something. My goal is really is I don't have a monetary listing goal because I'm going to do different categories every time I list. I just have a numbers because I've noticed that if I am heavy listing and just going for it and putting my head down, just like when I used to play running back in high school, just put my head down and grab the ball and put my head down and try to get there, I got a whole lot further than if I tried to plan something. Yeah. You pick your head up and look for a hole, and all of a sudden you're. Now I did that and I was successful sometimes, but a lot of times if you're hesitating trying to figure out where to go, it ain't. You get your clock cleaned. The same thing happens with me here doing this. I just want to keep my head down and keep the listing going because I was doing very well doing that. Now, once I get it full, I'm going to have to change my goals. And that's when we'll talk, folks, because once I get where I don't need to list 35 things a day and the bulk of that sells similar, what am I going to do? It just depends on what that goal is then. But
you just need to sell.
Well, yeah, but the idea is keep your store full. My store's never been completely full. And
yeah, no, I agree. You've never really gotten over 200. Right. But because you're selling, that's a good thing.
I mean, when you start listing heavy and you start going, gosh, well, today I've got to list 14 just to get back up to my number. I stopped doing that because that got really terrible. So I just stuck with the 10 and just kept going. And it's worked really well. It's been harder to build up your number, but it's worked really well. So,
yeah. All right, that's good, man. We got goals. Mine's 500 to get to 8,000. So we'll see where we end up. I think I'm hoping to crush that goal.
I think we should do it. We'll do a check-in on where we're at on our goals at the end of the first quarter, and kind of see where we're at and keep going from there. But
so, have you upgraded your store?
I have not upgraded it yet because upgrading it, I did read that upgrading it does not extend the term. It does not extend. Well, okay, so I did the year term. So I'm up in November.
Yeah.
I extend it. It still stays at November. It doesn't reset the year to January, February, March, or whenever I up it. So what I'm going to...
I agree, but you don't have to pay more.
No, I'll have to pay more.
Yeah, it's the opposite if you're 50. Like, I miss mine. I was in October. It was when I upped it last year. Then December, I'm like, hey, maybe I should drop it down.
I have to pay
the lower
more
store.
if I'm paying by the month. I have to pay more from now until, but it doesn't renew my contract. It doesn't extend my contract term. It still ends in November.
But if you go yearly, it'll be the $21.95 until November. Yeah.
And it automatically renews at that unless I cut it down. But
so if you are at a higher level store and you decide in December, the month after your contract renewed, to go back, you have to pay 60% of what you owed them. So I just kept letting it ride.
But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed our show for you here. We had a lot in it for you, a lot of good stuff. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you that listened, and glad you're with us.
We should have had 2026, like glasses and like fireworks.
Not shooting no fireworks out of my eyes.
It's a new year.
Those ones that come around
in January.
But anyway.
Yeah. All right,
great,
everybody.
Folks. Appreciate each and every one of you.
Have a wonderful week. Remember to sell. That's what we do. All right? See you.